This is a sports catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another sports catastrophe on this day. And on this day, October 21st, 23rd, sorry, in the year 1996, the Yankees made a great Game 4 comeback for the ages. This was no ordinary Game 4, as the Yankees were trying to tie that series with the Braves at 2. So the Yankees were getting back to dominance. After 1981, they were struggling in the 1980s to win the AL East and make it to the playoffs. By the early 90s, they were a shell of their former selves, but using great farm system work and rebuilding practices. While George Steinbrenner had to serve a 2-year expulsion from baseball, it worked. The Yankees used their young core to do well, and in '95 they went to the playoffs but lost to the Mariners in the famous double game. And then the dynasty started off for the Yankees. The Yankees looked pretty good against Baltimore in the ALCS, although it was actually controversial because of that Derek Jeter home run that, the fan Jeffrey Meyer had in his glove. So anyway, it was huge and all that. And then came the Braves. The Braves were dominant. They were the defending champs. They looked to go back to back. And somehow, in some way, they were down 3-1 in the LCS to St. Louis, but using their pitching, they got themselves out of the mess and all that. So the Yankees and Braves were going to battle each other and all that. So it was just huge and all that. The '96 World Series started out in brutal fashion for the Yankees, only getting 4 hits off John Smoltz, and the Braves crushing at 12-1 thanks to Game 3 and all that. So unfortunately, Game 1 of the World Series actually was supposed to be on the 19th, but because of rain, they had to push it back. Sunday was Game 1 and all that. It was the first time since 1986 that weather postponed a World Series game. So it was John Smoltz and Andy Pettitte, who both were the leaders in wins and all that. Andrew Jones stepped to the plate in the second inning and hit a full count pitch over left field, becoming the youngest player in World Series history to hit a home run in his first at-bat at just 19 years old. But the Braves broke it open in the third inning. Chipper Jones scored a pair of runs with an RBI single. McGriff hit an RBI single. And then Jermaine Dye flew out, but then Andrew Jones hit another home run to make it 8-0. And McGriff hit a home run off of Brian Boehringer in the 5th that struck the right field elbow of Val Clay. The Yankees offense couldn't do anything against Smoltz, and it was 12-1. Andrew Jones became the second player to hit a home run in his first 2 World Series at-bats, following Gene Tennant's. And at 19 years old, he looked pretty decent. And then Atlanta took care of the Yankees easily, 4-0, as Greg Maddux took out Jimmy Key, who actually won 2 games against the Braves when he was part of the '92 Blue Jays. But Atlanta just easily had it and all that. And it looked pretty good for them. Anyway. So the Yankees made some key moves in Game 3. Joe Torre took Paul O'Neill, Wade Boggs, and Tino Martinez out of the lineup. Charlie Hayes went to third base. Darryl Strawberry went to right. And Cecil Fielder went to first base to replace Martinez. And the Braves looked good with Tom Glavine taking on David Cone, and it looked pretty good for Glavine and all that. But the Yankees broke the game open in the 8th inning. with a few runs, thanks to Jeter's single and Bernie Williams hitting a home run to make it 4-1. And Luis Silva hitting an RBI single. David Cone won the game, and just like Jimmy Key, Cone was on that 92 Blue Jays team that took out the Braves in the World Series. So he did his job. So Game 4 happened. It would be Denny Nagle for the Braves against Kenny Rogers. So both teams went with a 4-man rotation and all that. And it's funny how Kenny Rogers was a Yankee. Anyway, Kenny Rogers would have a struggle. Fred McGriff hit a home run in the bottom of the second. Jeff Blauser hit a bunt single to score Javi Lopez. And then Marcus Grissom doubled to score both Andrew Jones and Jeff Blauser and make it 4-0. So Javi Lopez hit a sac fly to make it 5-0. And then Andrew Jones with an RBI double made it 6-0. Denny Nagle looked pretty impressive. But then the 6th inning would be harsh. All that. Anyway, Jeter hit an RBI, hit a single. Bernie Williams walked, and then Cecil Fielder hit a ball that Jermaine Dye in right field misplayed, making it 6-2. Charlie Hayes scored an RBI single, 6-3. And all that. Anyway, that's all the Yankees could do until the 8th inning, as Mark Wohlers was brought in for a 2-inning save. Charlie Hayes hit a single. Darryl Strawberry hit a single. And Mariano Duncan was supposed to hit into a double play. That would have been huge, but they only could get one out. Runners on the corners, Jim Leyritz, who came into the game in the bottom of the 6th to catch, came up for his first at-bat. Looking for a pitch to hit with a 2-2 pitch. Wohlers threw a slider. However, Leyritz rocketed over the left field wall. Goodbye, home run, as Gary Ford would say on MLB International. And Leyritz had just tied the game at 6. Wohlers did get out of the inning, but it didn't work out. The Braves still had 2 chances in the 8th and 9th inning to score a run, but it didn't work. So Wade Boggs was up with the bases loaded, and unfortunately Avery walked Boggs, getting the Yankees the lead and giving Boggs an RBI walk. Charlie Hayes hit a pop fly that was scoring Jeter. And anyway, it was huge and all that. That 6-0 comeback was the second biggest in World Series history. In 1929, the A's scored 10 runs in the 7th inning to beat the Cubs in Game 4 after being down 8-0. So that was a popular comeback for the Yankees. After that, the Yankees would use a 1-0 win by Andy Pettitte over John Smoltz to win Game 5. This would be the last time that Atlanta County Stadium would host baseball, and that they would move the Braves across the parking lot to Turner Field. So man, it was 1-0. What a game. And then Game 6 happened after a travel day. It was a close game, but Jimmy Key took care of Greg Maddux, and the Yankees won 3-2. And it looked pretty good. So anyway, it was a pop fly out to Charlie Hayes to end the Yankees' 15-year drought as World Series champions and giving New York Yankee fans hope and all that. Now, of course, the Yankees went on to do well, but what about the Braves? They had their success. They won their division every full season from 91 to 2005, minus 94, of course, because of the strike. The Braves would play nearly every year in the NLCS, knowing their fate. But in that 10-year, in that gap from 91 to 2005, they would only make one more World Series after 96. That was 99 when they got swept by the Yankees. A giant sweep. The Braves would return to the World Series in 2021 and shocked the Astros, winning the World Series. Well, the Yankees would dominate. 97, they actually missed out, losing the League Division Series, or the Wild Card Series, if you will, to the Indians. And then 98, 99, 2000, they won the World Series. 2001, they went to the World Series, but lost to the Diamondbacks in that famous Game 7. And in 2003, they went back against the Marlins, but couldn't do it. So lots of things happened. The Braves outscored the Yankees 26-18 in the World Series, which was shocking. Well, especially after that 12-1 pasting in Game 1. So it was weird how the Yankees were badly outscored. Only scored 3 runs a game, and yet they won 4 of them. This was the 5th time in a 6-game World Series that the winning team was outscored. 1918, 1959, 1977, and heck, even 1992 with the Blue Jays. They were outscored, but they still won the World Series. 2003 would be the next one. This was the debut. The 96 World Series was the debut tournament for Fox to host the World Series, which they have never lost the World Series rights since then. Well, they did give up the World Series a couple of times to NBC, but other than that, they've been broadcasting every year. Joe Buck was the play-by-play guy at age 27. Buck actually became the second youngest announcer to call play-by-play of a World Series telecast, as Vin Scully was 25 in 1953 when he was part of NBC television thing. So Vin Scully was 28 when he called that famous game for Yogi Berra in 56. Wow, I did not know that. So, anyway, it all happened and all that. So, anyway, Tim McCarver was a color commentator. He left ABC for Fox. Well, he was CBS, then ABC, then Fox. So, for 3 straight World Series, he called color commentator stuff for other networks and all that. So, anyway, it was just big and all that. And this was the last time that a Canadian network would broadcast the World Series on normal TV and all that. But yeah, the 96 World Series was just how the Yankees played the game. And that's how it is. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.